T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, welcome to Wolf Talk Podcast. Welcome to Wolf Talk Podcast. I'm here with Cody Gente. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. First of all, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, not a problem.
Yeah. So, like I said, pretty much open book. We tapped it up, chopped it up. But like I said, if you want to shout out what you do to my audience or whatever, if you make music yourself or you're just promoter, just podcast,
Nope,
whatever.
I just have a record label and I promote you guys.
Hey, you're needed. Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, no. Other than that, man, I just I don't know. It's been a journey for sure.
So tell me how you got started.
Okay, so all right, we'll take it back. So music has genuinely always been a passion of mine. I mean, I can remember back as 3, 4 years old, just watching my older sister vacuum, listening to slow jams, MTV, all the good days and stuff like that. But you know, I remember I was around 12, 13, and I remember MySpace days, the timing of it couldn't have been any worse. But yeah, I dropped my first freestyle ever. 2008, 13 years old, MySpace, 5 days before freshman year. What a combo. What a combo. Now, like I said, I'm having fun with it because it's a passion. But like, yeah, no, I mean, the song, it was ass. But outside of that, um, I moved all across the country. So my dad and my family was in the pipeline, and so unfortunately, Cody was always the new kid. Everywhere I went. As far as states I've lived in and went to school in, this is my birthplace, Johnstown, Pennsylvania. But early as sixth grade, that's when it all started. I lived in Wisconsin, Tennessee, Mississippi, Texas, Illinois, Nevada, West Virginia, yeah. And somewhere along the line, my credits got messed up. So yeah, school got a little weird. But so I'll update you when I got into my start. So obviously I started practicing. So I left. I'd say probably like 6 months after that freestyle, I went to Nevada. 10th grade, 2010. Graduation class was 2013, but 2010, I remember I was sitting there playing Xbox 360. I ended up meeting this guy playing video games, and it ended up turning into us playing GTA 4 and us just freestyling on Xbox 360 as teenagers.
Okay.
This is somebody that, even with all the accolades and all of what they have accomplished so far, they still have time of day for me, which is cool because I'm talking about my best friend Derek Milano. Now, you can even go on my Facebook page. Like I said, I dropped that freestyle. Then it took a stranger telling me, fuck what my hometown was doing, because that was at a time where I was new to that. Like, I'm 16, 17 years old, getting this hate from every angle. And then at the same time, it's just like, I'm just doing something I love. And then, like, people took it far. And so much so, like, I was getting death threats, right? I'm down in Tennessee, 16 years old. That's when I got my first mic. That's when I really honed in, dropped my first tape, and got to work. Between 2011 and 2013, I'd say those 2 years were very pivotal in my growth, because like I said, there was 2012, that whole year. like I said, that situation last year, 2012 truly molded me for a lot of things that I'm dealing with now. Um, and what I mean is, I went through the craziest amount of heartbreak and trauma that you could imagine in the middle of your early career as a 17-year-old. So when things started to elevate, I dropped that tape in 2011, but I dropped the freestyle of Wiz Khalifa, When I'm Gone. And the very first line of that song on Facebook is shout out to my homie by the name of D Milano. Um, we did a bunch of work and then 2013, after I blew up out where I was at in Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania, um, I came back home in 2013, and then I'll jump back into 2012. But 2013 is like where everything was like going great. Like I had a mixtape on datpiff.com, dropped June 6th, 2013. I'm an independent 17-year-old, and I had 89,000 downloads in like a month and a half.
That's
So
awesome.
that was yeah, that album was blood, sweat, and tears. Um, I'd say that album or the one I dropped on October 11th, 2012, mine, the original. Either one of those two are the best. But 2013, I came back here to my birthplace, and then life took off real quick. Now, what I mean by that is everybody kind of went their own ways, but everybody had a goal in mind. Um, Derek ended up going down to Orlando, Florida from Delaware, and he went down there. He was hosting clubs, hosting shows. That's how he got his name out, basically branching out that way. Me, I left Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and went down to Houston, Texas. Now, 2013, 2015 was Houston, Texas, but a lot of dumb shit involved as well. Um,
I actually lived in Houston, around Houston, Texas. I was
yeah, I lived in.
25. I was 25 minutes south of Houston, Texas, around
Huh, it's funny.
2019 to 2022.
Okay, well, when I say the exact place I lived, you're probably going to be like, okay, that's close, because you know as well as I know them 6-lane highways and them feeder lanes. Listen, I was 17, 18 years old down there driving. It was crazy. All I know is it's unbelievable how big that city is. Like downtown, you can be somewhere 38 miles south. You're still in Houston. Think about that. It's huge. It's insane. Food's crazy.
So,
Um,
dude, I love the food. Food is
Yo,
amazing.
kolaches. Tell me you know about kolaches.
Yeah, I
Come
do.
on, bro. Shit blew my mind when I found out yeah, kolache. What the fuck is this? And then they got McDonald's, like their Del Taco, Whataburger. Gas.
Whataburger and Jack in the Box. Those two are
Bro.
for a chef's
What a
kiss.
Whataburger, go-to order. I haven't had this shit in 10 years, but I remember that shit. Um, that chicken tender sandwich with the honey barbecue sauce.
Oh well,
Oh my god.
not only that, you get a Dr Pepper shake.
Shit was crazy. I'll be honest with you.
I love Whataburger.
I haven't eaten fast food in like 3 years. It's just like I don't know. But yeah, so at the end of kind of lost contact with like, so I have my own group, which is UMG, Unstoppable Music Group.
Uh-huh.
Before that, it was KWD, Kids with Dreams, and that was with four people that were in another high school down in Delaware, like 30 miles away from there. So around 2015, we leave Houston, Texas, and I go straight up to Bloomington, Illinois. Now, when I got up to Bloomington, Illinois, I recorded some music, started networking again, met Montana 300 up there that year. Just things were cool. I was finally getting back in the groove of things. And then end of 2016, we came back here. And then, 2017 was like a wake-up call year, I guess, because I tell people all the time, the way that year was going, it was either jail or death, unfortunately. It's just like, came back in full-fledged, shit was shit. 2017 though, in the middle of that, like, you know, people always talk about your 20s as a learning experience, and then they talk about this mental switch you go through in your late 20s, and you don't believe none of that shit till you get there.
Right.
And like I said, I truly can look back now, being that I just turned 30. Like, I'd say the only thing that I truly am so appreciative for that came out of my 20s was my son. Because summer of 2017, me and a friend, we got robbed. And then 2 days before that happened, my friend set me up on a cell. And then, yeah, they made it so much worse. And then, yeah, 5 days before Christmas, December 20th, 2017, my baby mom's 2 months pregnant with my son. House got raided. Um, but I was able to be home in time for my son to be born, which was July 7th, 2018. And then I didn't really want to talk about nothing. So that's why there was no music from 2017 to 2022. Um, Very big gap, you know what I mean? But from the outside looking in, I could see where people were probably like, oh, he got lazy with his career. He don't want to do this. He don't want to do that. But again, if people in a bunch of different aspects, a bunch of different situations I've been in, if people actually sat there and looked at every side of the story, they'd understand. And
Right.
it's just crazy.
Absolutely.
So, you know, and I'm not going to say, see, writing's always been a release for me. So trust and believe, I got albums ready. And outside of that, my
And you
writing
got to steal.
process.
You got to. I have to say, you got to steal this thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. See, Western Pennsylvania, where I'm born and raised, they have they literally, no, it's crazy. Like, the western side of Pennsylvania has its own accent compared to the east side of Pennsylvania. Down in
Right.
Philadelphia, yo, that John Tough. Pittsburgh is homies, fucking, they say yins, y'all. It's
Y'all.
Pennsylvania
Yeah.
Dutch.
I
You know
say
what I
y'all
mean?
too.
And hey, it is what it is, but I don't know how to tell people because I get told, oh, you sound black, you're a wannabe. Listen, you got to understand how many different states, how many different types of people I've been around,
Mm-hmm.
school wise, and then truthfully, you know, my hometown, they think they like know everything about me, but you know, for the last 3, 4 years, outside of raising my son, I've been alone. You know what I mean? So it's like for anybody to have a respectable opinion of me, it kind of doesn't hold weight because haven't been in the loop for 4 years, and then I started moving across the country at age 12. So I mean, how well do you really know me?
Right.
And you know, I don't
So
know.
anyway, back to the story. Back to the story. Sorry.
So yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So yeah, so from 2018 when my son was born, up until May of 21. That's when me and my baby mom split, but I'm glad I can say now me and her have been cordial. Like I said, my family's still there for her. My son became a big brother last year. Like I said, no child support, 50-50 custody. You know, it's about my son, our son. And then outside of that, um, I remember after me and her split up, my homie Taekwon, YouTube's at Chili Films, but he's one of the nicest video directors I've ever been in tune with. And I remember he messaged me at the end of 2021 and he was like, yo, let's shoot a video. So that's that video at the Malksum Deli, the On My Grind 2022. I dropped that video. And he did that for free. And yeah, even then, still no plans for the music. Because like I said, truthfully, it was just my son and, you know, the new hobby. And
Right.
then yeah, that they ruined my love for that. But at the same time, it's been beautiful in the midst of like heartbreak because like I said, I'm sitting here last year knowing the situation I just am fresh dealing with, sitting here trying to defend myself against everyone, family, friends all turning on me, people just not truly listening to my voice. It's like my
Right.
voice never matters for so many different situations. And then I truly don't know what the narrative is, but for a solid decade now, it's like every time I meet somebody, they already have a prejudgment of me, or you know what I mean? People don't take their, own time to go and get to know somebody for themselves. And, unfortunately for me, every time there's something negative attached to my name, the dislike for me is so great that they see it and they just run with it. And then it's like, it is what it is. And then people always like, yo, you have your guard up. Oh, talk about people liking or hating the music. It's not about people hating or liking the music. It's a respect thing. Um, I didn't get my respect and recognition as a teenager. Not getting it now. That's fine. But outside of that, every show I've been doing has been out of state. I'm actually getting ready to do my first show in Pennsylvania this Friday in 12 years, my home state. Um, yeah, which is
Well,
crazy.
congratulations.
Yeah, no, which is awesome. It's awesome. So definitely shout out to my people down in Pittsburgh, and shout out to my BHE family. Now BHE, they stand for Block Hustle Entertainment, which is cool about them. That's for any artist, any creative watching. If you make beats, you mix and master, you have aspirations of acting, whatever. This is one big networking label, and they're based out of Chicago. And there's over 120 members, and I'd say out of the 120 members, about 30 of them do music. And then out of those 30,
Okay.
10 of them are managed. 10 of them are managed, and 5 of them have got deals in the last year.
That's awesome.
Distribution, yeah, distribution deals. Um, so yeah, I remember they reached out to me in August of last year. Again, still no plans of the music, in the middle of working out and this and that. And then my good brother Ladarius, he goes by the name Al Kappa. He told me on that day, last August, I'm adopting you as my stepbrother. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna text you every day, and he has.
He's an artist,
I'll,
isn't he?
yeah, he's an actor as
Yeah, I
well.
know. I know his name.
Yeah, he does a lot up there in the Midwest. Um, Outside of that, the other 2 people that I'm thankful for, because I credit 5 people that kept me motivated this whole last year. One being him. The next 2 are Chicago Biggie and Golden Child Tap, which Golden Child is the owner of BHE. And then M- MVT Dink from Indiana, super dope artist. And then FTR Shimgod, which I've known of him since 2011. FTR did their thing in Pittsburgh during my come up days as well. So yeah, those 5 really. And then you could even go look at everything I dropped in the last year. You go through my likes, Midwest, Chicago, it might be a couple from here. So that became a point to where it's like, okay, I have nothing to prove. I dropped old verses, freestyles, you name it. People are so gullible, they don't even know that there's songs on my page right now that are 12, 13 years old. But hey, keep running them up. That's how much music I did as a teenager. And yeah, so like I said,
That's awesome.
2017. Yeah, so like 2017, like I said, halted me for 5 years. And then lo and behold, I didn't really keep tabs on what Derek was doing, but I'm just so proud of him because I know everything that he did and is going to continue to do is shit that we talked about as teenagers playing Grand Theft Auto 4. Like it's so surreal. And then, like I said, he spent the last, I guess, after the Orlando shit was over, he got into, writing and this and that. And like I said, you can look up his catalog. I think there has his own folder on Apple Music. You can Google Derek Milano's writing credits. Hot Girl Summer. I know Grammy. Classy Bougie Ratchet. Beyonce Megan Thee Stallion. Big.
Hmm.
My friend wrote all of Pop Smoke stuff before Pop Smoke died. Just a super dope creative person. Somebody that I
Now,
definitely go ahead.
now, do you buy or make your own beats?
So that's what's kind of cool about being the way I networked early on because UMG, there might be 4 artists, but we got people in there that make beats. We got mix and mastering. For example, I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. I ain't know how to mix and master. I rap into a mic. I'm sending that shit down to my homie in Delaware, and I got my song back in 10 minutes. So like
Oh, that's awesome.
we had the shit down packed. Now, I guess we'll dive back and show you what the early days was like. But 16 to 18 was a blast. Just for the simple fact, I learned a bunch of stuff, that people unfortunately probably still haven't learned yet. And thankfully, being that, you run into situations, early on, you're going to run into situations, music. You go to do a show, some might be fucked, the speaker might be fucked up. You go,
Right.
you go to record music, your core might not be working. So something's going to go along, something's going to go wrong. That's just human nature. And, I just always been one to stay like con- consistent. And that's the thing, you could have all the talent in the world. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you're only dropping music every year, every 8 months, this and that, can you really be mad when somebody comes through that's consistently working and dropping something every day?
Right.
You know, and truthfully, since April, I've dropped something every day. And that's what to anybody watching, I'm open about everything. So when I decided, I have a reel actually posted on my page in September of 2024. This comeback is personal. It's a bunch of clips of my teenage years, and it has me sitting there writing in a notebook. I dropped that. And then December 1st, I remember clear as day because I didn't know I wasn't earning money at the time, but I remember when I was jumping into that journey, okay, I'm going to do this, do that. And without even doing anything, I was sitting around 80,000 views for the last 28 days on
Oh
Facebook.
wow.
So that was on December 1st, right? So watch how quick this happened. So I remember when I came home last year in May, the very first reel I posted on my page was my remix to Rio's Legendary, which ended up becoming big. It's the one I just did a video for. Cool. My goal for New Year's, from December 1st to New Year's, I wanted to go from 80K to 250. Big goal, but figured, with Derek posting me on his IG and people, all the old connections that I built coming back and playing part, this and that. So I just thought everything was going to come together nicely, which it did. So January 1st, December 31st, going into the New Year's, I wanted to be at 250K for the last 28 days. I went from 80,000 views a month at the start of December, and when the ball dropped, I was at 200. So
Well, pretty damn close.
pretty close. So once I hit that 200, you can go back to January 1st on my page. My goal for 2025, right hand up the goal, was I wanted to hit 500,000 views by summer. I wanted to hit 1 million views by 2026. Well, March came around. I ended up going up to Brooklyn, New York. And then April was the craziest shit that I've been a part of because it was like everything was just going good. I was dropping. And right at the start of April, I was at 400K a month. So I'm consistently growing, almost doubling my audience. And then I've been hovering around the 300 to 400,000 a month. But I mean, shit, as it stands right now, for the last 180 days on Facebook alone, 6 months, February to now, 2.1 million views, 119,000 engagement, 5,300 followers.
That's awesome.
And, I smashed my goals. Not only that, doubled them. I did it organically. Not only that, truthfully, like I said, I don't know a lot of artists that can step away for 5 years and come back to even more success that they had early on. And it's like what I did as a teenager kind of got overshadowed because there's a lot of talent where I'm from, but like, with every hometown, unfortunately, Johnstown compared to what it was when I was growing up, not at all what it was. I mean, everybody went up. Like, for example, this town's probably 17, 18,000 in population now.
Right.
When 10, 15 years ago, it was almost 30,000. And then the national crime rate average is like 5 something percent. And Johnstown's like 7, 8% for how small it is. Yeah, think about that. It's crazy. Yeah, the last like.
Yeah, but you're gonna get crime everywhere. I mean,
Oh, yeah, no,
crime's everywhere anymore.
exactly. Crime is everywhere. But like I said, once you break down.
It never used to be this bad years ago, but it got bad over the last like 6 years.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like what I'm saying is, for example, like Philadelphia or Chicago might have a couple hundred murders, but they have millions of people. Johnstown only has 17,000 people, and I know 2021 or 2020, I think we had almost 20 murders. So I mean, it just you know on a scale of breaking it down like that, it is what it is. But
I
yeah,
know around here, like my aunt was telling me when I moved to Houston, she was like, "Are you sure you want to move down there? There's a lot of murders and a lot of
oh,
crime." And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell you straight up, my area is just as getting bad as Houston. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Where are you from?
Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. No. Listen. Hey, that's what people don't understand. It's everywhere. Okay. It
Yeah,
truly is.
it's every
And
they can't go by that. Like it
they
doesn't matter
can't.
where you're. It's gonna happen all over.
Exactly. And then I just know for a fact. Like I know, like people fucking were like, "Oh, you're going up to Brooklyn, this and that. Oh, you're going up to Chicago." Listen, when you go into my professional dashboard, like no lie, 3% of all my views in the last 6 months, 3% Nigeria. There's a whole village going crazy. I know it. And then,
Yep.
uh, and then my top four cities, pretty cool. Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Altoona, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But number one has been Chicago, Illinois this whole time. So here I am, a white boy from Pennsylvania, and label from Chicago embraced me with open arms. Even so much so, Golden Child even said himself, like, I think last month, I'm the most talked about artist on that label.
I went.
Like,
I've been to Chicago.
yeah, me too. Love it.
Yeah, I've
Love
been
it.
there. I was there for Chicago Pride.
Yep, yep. Chicago is good. Chicago's fun. Like I said, I lived up in Bloomington in 2016, which was like 2, 3 hours south. But I mean, I've always been through Chicago as a child because when we went up to Wisconsin, when I was 12 years old, we had to go on that Skyway to Chicago every time we came back to PA or went back to Wisconsin. But yeah, like I
So you
said,
you you probably bypassed me, and I probably waved at you.
I'm telling you, I've been everywhere. Been everywhere. Truly.
Yeah,
But
because you gotta go through the Ohio to get to Wisconsin.
yep. Interstate 80, 90. Then it goes to 80, 94, right?
Yeah, 80 is the turnpike. Uh-oh. Did he hit the wrong button?
No, you're good.
There you go.
I had a phone call come in, so if it does that, it'll be a phone call.
No, you're fine. I just thought maybe you hit the hang up button when you're coming in the door.
No, you're good. Now, if I do have to get off this phone shortly or whatever, like I said, I go on Facebook Live, TikTok Live all the time. Anybody's welcome to come join with me. I'm all about networking, and all right, that
Well,
goes back to now.
tell everybody where to find your stuff.
So, okay, right now, like I said, I, obviously filled her in, but I rebranded after all these years. So, when I first started, before I even started, I remember being a 12-year-old walking through the hallways of a Wisconsin middle school with a fat CD player in my pocket. I had all the Gucci Man mixtapes. Swear to God, like that was my shit. I had a grill that said C Money, so that was my first name, right? Then I remember ninth, 10th grade. Everybody's like, "Oh, you love Gucci Man so much, we're gonna start calling you Louis Boy." So yeah, for like 6 months, I was Louis Boy. Whatever, I was doing it. Cause I swear to God, I was dropping shit every day. Like I didn't even have a mic, but I had that computer mic. That shit sounded horrible, but hey, we was climbing them Reverb Nation charts with that computer mic. uh, but yeah, it's just been cool. It's been super dope. And then like I
Okay,
said,
so
go on.
no, I was gonna say so tell everybody where they can find your stuff now.
So yeah, so right now, Facebook, that's where you're gonna find everything I've done like I said, just come back after being away 5 years, dropping one music video. It's only been 8 to 9 months of grinding. That's it. But in that time, there's over 100 different songs and reels on my Facebook page,
All right.
and you can go look for yourself. Um, like I was telling you beforehand, it's to the point now. Everything I drop organically is doing 1,000 views in the first 1 to 3 days. Um,
Okay.
I have 108 individual reels with at least 1,000 views each,
Okay.
and that's
So
there.
you so your name
YouTube,
is Cody.
Cody Stringent on Facebook, but if you type in Cody Gente on Google, it'll bring you to me.
Okay.
Um, but my YouTube is at Cody Gente, CodyGente. TikTok the same, CodyGente. Unfortunately, Instagram and Twitter, I had to put an underscore between Cody and
Right.
Gente, but that's them. Snapchat, that's the easiest way to get a hold of me, which is C Stringent. Uh, yeah, I say IG, Snapchat, easiest ways to get a hold of me for business inquiries, stringentc@gmail.com or officialumg@gmail.com. So there's two different options. And like I said, I think I got 4 contacts on the phone with Derek being one of them. But hey, if you guys need my number and want to give me a texting partner, maybe play some 8-ball pool, I don't know. Hey, we could have a
So
pool
you
party.
so you got see that's a small pool. I mean, only
Hey,
like
it
what a
might be.
couple can
Hey, it
fit in
might
there.
be. It might. Shit, we'll fit in there. We'll make it work. Make it work.
So you got any shows coming up?
Yeah. So, my last show, unfortunately, life's been happening, and I missed 2 shows in June. Queens, New York, and then I was invited down to Atlanta, but then beat myself up over it. Shit happens. Um, my last show was Michigan in April, Brooklyn, and end of March. But this Friday, at Shooter's Bar and Grill in McKees Rock, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, 8 p.m. I'll be performing. It's my first show in Pennsylvania in a decade. Then, being that you're from Ohio, I don't know if you know about Flames, oh God. A couple
Mm-hmm.
people like that. But the Flames Fest is going on down in Myrtle Beach on August 29th, Labor Day weekend. And I mean, there's like 10 to 20 of the dopest artists that I honestly just met, but they're so dope that I can't wait to get down there and just, yeah, it's just going to be a good time. So, like I said, yeah, this 5 days I'll be in Pittsburgh, and then 2, 3 weeks I'm down in Myrtle Beach for the Flames Fest. And then after that,
That's awesome.
yeah, after that, my plan is I'm gonna try and get scenes on the way down for to drop a video for one of the audios I dropped. This whole time, I've only been able to record 5 to 10 audios because, like I said, people were gatekeeping the studio. Then the studio that I did get into before I went to Brooklyn, when I was on the way back from Brooklyn, they're sharing people's music that hasn't put out anything in 2, 3 years. And word for word was, this is who should have been the second one to blow up off rap. It's like, bro, all right. Like, and yeah, I don't take offense to that. It's just like, if we all supported and uplifted each other, bro, there's so much talent here in Jonestown, PA. It's sickening. And like I said, it just now is to the point where someone was able to kick their door in the industry, which is, shout out Ian Triplin, because
Right.
knowing where we come from and the circumstances we grew up with, to see that he just was an XXL freshman, and I think, I'm not being biased, but I think he had maybe definitely top 3 cipher, but I think he was the best. Him or Chief do it, but yeah, like I said, I don't know what the narrative is. I'm a very supportive person. I network. I'm not a hater. Never been a hater type. The only time I
Right.
get on the only time I get on the internet and pop my shit is when I have to defend myself, and it's like, you know, truthfully, it's at the time now where I need all the support I can get.
Well,
So it's like,
like I've always told everybody, I don't hate nobody unless they do something to me.
yep. And outside of that, dude, just the world nowadays, like, it needs to be more love. Like, and for me personally, 10 to 15 years of hate, like, you got to have something clinically wrong with you at this point. Like, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I mind my business, raise my kid.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I'd be the biggest. I wish I was a hoe the way y'all think I'm a hoe. Shit, man. Like, this is supposed to be my first summer as a hoe, and I ain't hoe shit.
Oh
Like,
my
you
God.
know, we out here holeless and hopeless. Like,
Jesus.
like, yeah, we down bad. Hey, but any single ladies watching the Wolf Talk podcast? I'm joking. No, but hey, anybody wants to work? Um, like I said, I do have access to, you know, people with beats. Um, features, in case anybody's wondering about features, okay? Um,
So you down to do features with people?
I do. I do.
Okay.
But here's the thing, I'll say it open for everybody to hear. I've never charged anybody for a verse, but after the last year of sitting here watching people doing a fraction of what I am, sitting here getting 100, 200 for a verse, mind you, this one artist that I really wanted to work with, somebody that basically on the same networking label as me, you know what I mean? I reached out to him. I'm not going to name names because, you know what I mean? I'm not that type to like kick anybody down because like this is, you know, free game. For example, a verse from me is definitely going to be worth more than his $50 feature fee. That's not just trying to be cocky or confident, but seeing the way people charge 100, 200 with a fraction, we're like, oh, I mean, I could easily charge 500 to 1,000.
Right.
You know, I don't. I mean, I put a price on it. Promotion wise, you know, there's so many of these scammers, these con people on the internet. It's insane. And I can see through them. Like, I literally have a video on my Facebook exposing someone on IG with like 120K followers. Like, literally expose them. Like, I just don't play that shit because when I was 17 years old, my dad went to buy me my first like feature to get my name out there. And literally, Little Chucky from Young Money, like, you can go back to 2012, fucking song covers there. The
It's
shout out on
because these people are buying fake supporters that aren't actually
that
people.
too. It is so clear. If you ever go to their YouTube comment section, this song is so beautifully written and done. Yeah, okay, yeah. I just fucking heard a song about drilling the ops, and that's what I'm gonna type. But all right, that's crazy. Every day. But like I said, hey, legitimate promo. Like I said, everything I do, everything I've been doing is organic. If you want some new fans, you want a network, tap in. Um, I'd say definitely more or less now than later. Hop in if you want to, you know, tap in on that type of stuff because say who knows what the first by January 1st comes rolls around, what things are going to look like.
Yep.
But like I said, I know one thing about it. I haven't been this like hungry and like driven to make everybody stand on the disrespect I had to endure because
Yep.
it's like, you know, just instead of like in March, I reached out to pretty much everybody in the state, hometown. Hey, because I love PA music. I rep this shit so hard, especially the Pittsburgh scene and my scene. Like, I literally said, hey, send me any song video. I was posting everybody's shit on my story. 2, 3 people reached out. And then I had this Expose Me remix with like 50 seconds left on it. I was gonna extend it so like 2 local artists could get on it because my boy Austin Evans, aka C4 Digital, one of the dopest videographers out there, he got 50K subscribers on YouTube. He's been waiting to shoot that video since March. But I wanted to get 2 local artists on it so it could be like something, you know what I mean? Big,
Right.
dope. That just never came to fruition. And then in April, I even made it an open verse challenge for all these other artists to network and try to, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm all about unity and working together.
Right.
You know, I put out this open verse challenge because people tell me I don't do shit. I don't do this or that. You know, somebody said, whoa, what about my payment? You mean I got to pay you to do my open verse challenge? Listen, shit's incredible. Uh, I don't know. But anybody who wants to work, I'm a people's person, very open and vocal. I work with all budgets. Say, hypothetically speaking, if I charge 1,000 for a song and you came to me with 50 or 100, guess what? We're gonna start that song and we'll probably drop it before you even pay me. It's just how I am. But aside from
All
that,
right, man.
hey, it was good. Definitely good talking to you.
Well, stick around. Stick around. We'll keep talking after we get off.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know you were speaking about something.
But yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for being on my show. We'll have to have you on here again.
Oh, for
And
sure. Hey, and there's definitely, hey, like I said, I, I do get along with maybe a couple people around here, and they definitely deserve, spotlight. And then even outside of that, like BHE, like that's why I tell people all the time. Like I know Taps even on Facebook right now. Hey, are you somebody that wants to, try to work? And that's a good thing about the networking label. Like I own everything I'm on. I'm still independent. But
that's awesome.
what this has done for me, I've literally walked into rooms. I've been performing in different states since December, and I've grown, astronomically in an organic way. So at the end of the day, with or without my hometown support, and like I said, that's why it's bittersweet for me because it's not a matter of you liking or hating it.
Right.
It's
Yep.
a respect thing. If I give respect to everybody around me, it should be almost like a mutual, respect thing. And then, outside of that, I just want to see everybody win.
Yep. Yep.
I'd rather see everyone around me happy, even if that meant me being unhappy. But like that's just the
Right.
type of, what it is. But hey, I appreciate the Wolf Talk podcast having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll definitely have you on here again.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But hey,
all right. Thanks a lot.
yeah.